Hi everybody, it is Chrissy and I'm back again, and today I'm going to talk about weather. So, many years ago, I was watching a video on, or not, a TV show on the Weather Channel about this woman in Vermont, I believe, after or during the remnants of Hurricane Irene. And basically she was out doing something that wasn't super duper important and got caught in a flood. I believe it was river flooding and almost died, had to be rescued. And at the time, I watched this and I'm like, it's a fascinating story. But what does the story tell other people? Does this story tell other people you too can ride out the storm? I mean, I've seen other ones like this, some guy in, Galveston, Texas, hurricane comes and, floats around on his roof for 3 days before he gets rescued. And it's like, oh, look, we rescued this person. And it's like, and does that encourage other people to be like, I can do that too? Or do people go, oh God, I better make sure I evacuate? I don't know. But my assumption at the time was it encourages people to not take proper precautions. So fast forward to the last couple of days, I've been reading a book called The Coming Storm, and it's by Michael something or other, and I will put that in the notes for this video. It's an Audible original, and it was fascinating to me. It was about how the National Weather Service and Weather Ready Nation came, and how forecasting has improved since World War II, and where it's going. So I'm listening to this whole thing, and honestly, it was totally fascinating. I don't even think you have to, if you like social science and sort of applying statistics to social science, you'll probably find this really interesting. Also, if you want to know about the first woman astronaut to walk in space, also fascinating for you. So they go through this whole thing, and it focused a lot on tornadoes and Tornado Alley and how people respond to warnings about weather. And the interesting thing was, in areas where people perceive a higher threat, whether or not it is a higher threat or not, people are better prepared, people take action a lot quicker, and versus places that may have just as high risk but may have a lower perceived risk, people don't tend to do so well. Even if they're really educated about weather and tornadoes, they tend to make poor decisions. It was really interesting. And it made me think maybe this Hurricane Irene remnant video doesn't mean anything for most people, because it's more about your perceived risk and who's doing the messaging. So if you perceive your risk of getting impacted by a weather system as high, you're more likely to take action, versus somebody obviously who thinks they have a low risk, whether or not it's based on anything. The other piece is, who is telling you? So if you live in an area where the government's telling you that you should be worried, you should take action, is not really a popular thing, and people don't really follow that, and people don't listen to meteorologists, and they just think that they're all a bunch of quacks, then you're probably less likely to do it too. Versus in an area where maybe your local emergency manager, who everybody knows, say in Elk City, which comes up in this book, where you know him and you know if he's ringing the bell that you need to take action. So it was really interesting to see this, and it shifted my thinking a little bit. I'm still not convinced the show's as fascinating as they are. I think there's somebody out there who's watching and goes, see, I can do that too. And then somebody has to go rescue them and risk their own lives. But whatever. That's okay. That is water under the bridge, which is probably a poor phrase at this point. But anyway, it's interesting. I thought it was really fascinating, and I think you can also apply it not just to weather, but to other things You know, like if you're risk adverse to stuff, and, you know, I don't know. I think this is way more applicable, and I'll probably maybe get into that in another video. But in the meantime, when the National Weather Service tells you that there's a warning about something, follow direction. It's very important. It's life-saving information. All right, that's my infomercial for the National Weather Service and keeping yourself safe from harm's way. Thanks. Good night. Goodbye. Have a good day. And be careful.